Hey guys, welcome to the first video on the Creative Investors podcast. I'm joined here today with...
I'm Luis Ramos.
And I'm Caleb Daniels. This is the first video that we have that we're uploading here, and just kind of getting to know each other and getting to know you guys. So, all right, well, I wrote down some questions today just because this is our first time. So I'll just jump into the first one, which is pretty much just about you. Who are you? Where are you from? And what are you doing?
Let me see. I was born in Peru. I grew up in Miami. I did a lot of schooling in New York and Boston. And I've been living in Texas for the last 6 years.
Cool.
And my wife and I, about 5 years ago, I decided to get into real estate.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it was prompted by Bigger Pockets. I started watching Bigger Pockets on YouTube. Brandon Turner, he turned me on to the real estate world.
Cool. Yeah. And what directed you to go to Sub 2? Like, why'd you end up joining Sub 2?
Well, in my journey, I did a lot of the BR method. So I would buy a property, I would fix it up, and I would either refinance it and rent it out. I did a couple of those BRRRR deals, about 8 of them. My wife and
Wow.
I. And then interest rates started climbing up about a year ago. So I started, as being an entrepreneur, I am trying to think of different ideas of what we could do. And I came across Pace Morby and the Sub 2 community.
Cool. Yeah. Well, you said you did 8 deals. How many deals have you done so far?
So far, I've done about 12 deals
Wow.
out here. So the way I acquired them was the traditional way. Well, not traditional, because I would get a hard money loan, and I would use the hard money loan to buy it. I would use it to repair the property, and then I would call up a commercial bank to refinance it. And so I would have the properties that way. But I've ventured now into doing wraparounds. Basically, once you own the asset, you can do what's called a wraparound mortgage.
Okay.
So I couldn't do it without Pace Morby's team.
What are
So it's the real deal, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. What are some of the issues that you might have encountered going through that? Like any of the methods that you use?
Oh, there's always issues, but it's a learning experience. See, you got to think about, if there are any issues. I always try to sit down and think about 3 different explanations or solutions to my problems, and I try to work them out, and then I learn something.
Yeah.
So it's always a learning experience,
Right.
You're always going to be learning new things. It's an adventure. It's not about the end goal.
And what's one of the most important things that you've learned doing deals? You've done 12 deals. What's one of the most important things that you've learned doing that?
Oh, the biggest one, it was my first flip. You see, it was my first flip. I bought it from a Rio, which is basically a bank-owned property. I used Jet Lending, he's a hard money lender out here to do my acquisition.
Okay.
I hired my first contractor, and being all bright-eyed and very, very motivated, I said, we were negotiating with a contractor, and it came on behold that they wanted money up front for them to start the building process.
Right.
And they wanted money up front, and they kept on pushing us around. I wanted the project to get done, because with a hard money loan, you only have a certain amount of weeks before the loan is called due.
Right.
So you gotta move fast. So the contractor wanted money up front, and I fronted him the money. Big no, guys. Never do that. Never, ever. Please, my newbies out there, do not ever pay contractors. As a matter of fact, it's a rule. It's a hard, fast rule that I've come up with. Contractors must do the work.
Yeah.
If they want payment up front for materials or for whatever, do not hire them. Just run away.
There you go. Good.
That's the biggest tip that I learned.
Yeah.
So it was a big lesson, and I've never done it ever since. So every time a contractor has to do the job, I give them, and I'm reasonable. If they do a week's worth of work, I'll pay them on Friday. So I don't expect them to do the whole job, because most jobs could take weeks. It could take 4 to 6 weeks. That's unreasonable too.
Yeah.
So I think within the first 1 week's worth of work, then you pay them.
Cool. I'm out of questions.
So, Caleb, my understanding, you're a 19-year-old man here in Beaumont. What's getting you into creative finance?
Oh yeah. So I've always just kind of been an entrepreneurial person. I've had several different businesses that I do, whether it be mowing grass or I have a photo booth business. So I've always kind of been in the space of like wanting to make money, and I stumbled upon real estate. I don't know, maybe 8 months ago, or whenever it was, and it struck a chord with me. It was something that was very like interesting. I wanted to learn a lot about it, and I do research, watch YouTube videos and different things. Ended up about 6 months ago, I joined Gator, which is not sub two. It's like one of Pace Morby's communities, and I was doing that for a little while. I was still in high school at the time, so I wasn't having much. I was doing a lot of different extracurricular things, so it was kind of hard to balance that. But I was doing that for a while, and then that's whenever I ended up meeting you guys at a Ramos coffee shop. They were meeting up there. They had a creative meetup, and they were over there talking about real estate and stuff over in the corner. And I hear in my headphones, like I had my headphones in, I was doing homework at Ramos, and I hear him talking about like Gator and Sub 2 and different like creative real estate. I was like, I didn't know people like did this around, especially in my town. It's a bit of a smaller town. Like Houston is nearby. It's about an hour and a half away, but over here, I wouldn't expect somebody to be doing that. So I was like, okay, packing up my stuff. I got to go talk to these guys. So I pack up all my stuff, and then I get up and I go and talk to them. Like, hey, I hear you guys are talking about real estate, blah, blah, blah. I told them about a deal that I was working on. And then they were like, yeah, pull up a chair. So I got one of the chairs, and we talked for I don't know how long, but it was a really good time. And he actually convinced me to go Sub 2. So that's kind of how I got in the space.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So today we also got in store for you. We're going to go see a property. Yes. We're going to take pictures. We're going to go over the process so you guys understand at a high level what you're going to get yourself into. My goal for you guys out there listening to us is for you to take action, go get some deals done. Maybe you could partner with us. Yep. Maybe we could do a joint venture. Bring your deals to us. My email is plmpropertyholdings@gmail.com, or
my email is crdcreativeventures@gmail.com.
We'll put the link in the description below. But join us. I'm looking forward to working with you guys. Yep. So, do you have anything?
Cool. Be consistent.
Or take action.
Yeah.
Be taking action.
Take action. Be consistent. It's a numbers game with real estate. You got to keep doing it.
Absolutely.
Keep doing it.
It's a complete numbers game. Exactly. So big picture, guys. So you're gonna have to see 100 properties. You're gonna have to see 100 properties. You have to actually walk through 100 properties. Out of those, 10 of them will actually be good deals. Mm-hmm. Out of those 10. Maybe 5 will actually, you lock them up under contract. Mm-hmm. And out of those 5 under contract, maybe 2 you will actually purchase. Yep. And then 1 will be a great deal. So those are the numbers that you're looking at. So everybody says, oh man, real estate, yeah, because you saw 5 properties. Yeah, 100 properties at least. Okay, yep. And the same goes for private money lenders.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
You're going to talk to 100 people. And maybe out of 100, 10 will be like, yeah, we'll be interested in what you're offering. And out of those 10, 5 will actually commit. And then only 2 will actually wire the money. And you will only have 1 great private money lender. It's a numbers game for everything.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for joining us on the first video of the Creative Investors Hub. We hope to see you next time, and hope you have a great day.
You have a good one. Signing off. Louis Ramos.
Caleb Daniels.